guys, what's up? It's Melody, and today we're going to do another vlog home improvement type of video, and this one we're going to drill into the studs. So the video on how to install the clear shelf, we did how to use anchors, and in this video we're going to talk about how to drill into the stud, which you're almost always going to do when you're hanging curtains for stability, and also because the way studs are lined up, they're usually almost always on the side of the window. So that just makes sense. Hanging up curtains is one of the more intimidating tasks in home improvement. So if you can hang up curtains and hang up mirrors, you can almost do anything around the house that's basic. But start off small. So for me, I'm doing a very small window. Curtains make such a big difference in your house overall. When you have them up, they filter in light so beautifully, and if you have a hard time sleeping, they help to block out light, so they are excellent in every room of the house. The first thing you want to do is you want to lay out all of your tools. There's nothing more enjoyable than having your own toolkit. I think my toolkit is one of my favorite things in the entire house because it feels like you could do anything. So I hope you'll give this video a try. As I mentioned in my previous video, I don't have a toolbox. Usually I'm just doing one home improvement task at a time. I'm not building anything, so I can just take out the tools as I need them. The very first tools you're going to need for this project is going to be your pencil, of course, your stud finder, your hammer, and your level. And this is how you're going to mark your holes on the wall. So the very first thing you're going to do is you're going to measure, and you're going to make sure your brackets are where you want them to be. Other things you'll need for this project is your cordless drill, and I like the mini cordless drill because it's so lightweight. It comes with 2 batteries, so they're easy to change out. You always have enough power to go the distance, but it's not killing your arm. You're going to need your screwdriver drill bit because we are going to be going into the stud. Even if we don't go into the stud, if we go into an anchor, we're going to need this screwdriver drill bit anyway, because the screws are going to be long. So this doesn't come in your drill bit set. You'll have to buy the screwdriver bit separate. The rest of your drill bits, you'll also need them because you're going to pre-drill a hole into the wall, into the stud, and then you're going to use your screwdriver drill bit to go into that, to screw your screw into that hole. These go together. Pretty much if I'm taking out my cordless drill, you're going to need your drill bits. Also a screwdriver. This screwdriver we're going to use because there's a little screw on the bracket that we're going to need to screw in. Your anchors and your screws might come in handy, but in this project they all came in the set with it. So you need your brackets, your anchors, your screws, everything that comes in the set with the curtain to put up the rod. Bring that all to the table. So we're ready to go. If you have never owned a cordless drill or you've never used a cordless drill, it's pretty straightforward. The only 2 buttons you really need to know is the on button. The button in the center is how you change out the head. Every time I'm changing out the head, I switch it on to 15. It makes it so much easier to take on and take off. So basically you hold the front and you push down, you push the power down, and this is tightening it. So we have to hit the middle button so that it will loosen it. Hold it down, comes right out. When you want to tighten it, turn the middle button back the other way. And what I do is I pop out the center just a little bit so it's easier to get it just right. So I'm going to hold down and I'm going to turn on, and you're going to see the center kind of rise up. And when it's about the depth that you want, then you put it in. Now this is just too tight, so I need to take it out a little bit. So that is perfect. So I'm going to hold it so I can tighten it. It's good to go. So play around with the cordless drill so that you can load it easily. The lower your speed setting, the faster it will go. So that's why you want it at 15, because it will be nice and slow so you can get it just right. So without further ado, we're just going to get into this vlog. There'll be explicit instructions as usual. I don't want to lead you guys astray if I've left any point out. We're on the top of the ladder, and these are the 4 things that you're going to need to measure. First thing you want to do is measure to make sure you're going to get your bracket in the right place. So I have my bracket here. I've got my stud finder, my pencil, and my level. You want to first mark where the stud is. So the first thing you do is find where your stud is with your stud finder and mark the edges of that stud. because we're going to try to drill into the stud. If there's not a stud, you're going to have to use anchors instead, which we already covered in the last video on how to install that mini shelf. But this one definitely has a stud. So you mark the edges of the stud, and then you mark where you want your bracket to go, how high you want it to go. So I've already held up my curtain and made sure that it is as far down as I want it to be. I marked the 2 holes where I want it to go, and then I made sure that those 2 holes were level by holding up the level here and making sure that these holes are they're exactly level, because you don't want your holes to be lopsided. And then you want to measure from the ceiling down. So from the ceiling down to the top of the bracket, it was exactly 3 inches. And then I measured from here down 3 inches. And I put my 2 holes, and again I made sure that they were level. And it's not going to be exact, because the ceiling's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be close enough. Make sure that I'm going to be drilling within the stud. And now all that we have left is we're going to make our holes. So we're going to grab a small drill bit and drill into those holes so that we can get the screws in. Then we're going to use our screwdriver bit after that to get it right in perfectly. Hopefully there are studs here. If they're not, then you're going to see how to use an anchor on one side. Look at that fat cat. She just came to join us. And guys, there is no stud. So we are going to plan B, which is anchors, which I love anchors, so that's a good thing. I've been drilling my hole, and now I'm putting my anchor in. I'm going to hammer it through, and then we're going to move on to the next side, which is going to be right into the stud. Pat was just drinking out of my water, guys. Can you believe this? Kids these days, they have no respect. Okay, it's a screw drill bit, and we tighten this up, and it's a bit hard because it's close to the ceiling. So you don't want to make it too close to the ceiling, or it's going to be really hard. But you can tighten it by holding it sideways. Make sure your holes are the right space apart before you even start, or else you're going to have to restart the whole project. And I've tightened up these using the screw drill bit into the anchor. So now we're going to do the other side, drilling into the stud this time. Hi, Pat. Time to go up the ladder. Look at this wind. It's been raining and storming. I didn't push this one in hard enough, so here goes nothing. That's as deep as I can go. Once the bracket is on, then all you have to do is put up your curtain rod and then use your thumb screws that come with the bracket, and with your thumb basically you just screw it in. You can also erase the markings if you want. I need to iron this curtain, but that's something I'm not going to do today. But basically it's all ready to go. So here we go. It looks great. Pat really likes sitting in front of that window, so it's really nice to have the curtain open, because Pat loves that window and loves sitting in the sunlight. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this mini hardware how-to video. I'll have plenty of videos like this on how to patch up holes in any little projects around the house that I think everybody should know. There's no shame if you didn't learn these things as a child. Parents can't cover everything, so we're just going to cover all the bases. I hope you liked this video. If you did, definitely give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.